Shemel Shah. Yahweh Shemel Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, but the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful leg out there pushing the word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. All right, what I want to get into this morning, is you have this thing dealing with the conflict, over there in Israel, where you have people, saying they either stand with Israel, some people saying they stand with Palestine. Where our stance on the matter is we stand with prophecy. Brothers said, you had some brothers report, that you had people coming up to the camp, pretty much asking them who they with, dealing with what's going on with the Israelis and the Palestinians. And at the end of the day, we're with prophecy. Okay, we're for our people. You know, that's a conflict between those two people. All right, and at the end of the day, it plays in our favor. You know, what's happening in that region is playing in our favor for the good of Israel. Okay, the hopeful elect of Israel, everything plays in their favor. All right, so we have, no stance, on either side. You know, we stand with prophecy, man. And if someone comes to the camp and asks, what's y'all stance? Go into the prophecy, man. You know what we're going to do. We're just going to go into prophecy, man. Okay, because one thing about it, prophecy, okay, explains everything. See, everything outside of prophecy is just an opinion. You know, prophecy is the facts of the matter. Prophecy is what will happen. Okay, so we're going to get into these things now. I want to and there's Esau. He's all about creating these categories where people have to choose a side. The Democrat, Republic. Pro-Juice, anti-Juice, pro-abortion, anti-abortion. Pro-Palestinian, you know, Israeli. There's always, he plays these two sides against each other. He always has these two categories, all right, that's warring against each other. You know, that's how the devil operate, order out of chaos. Divide and conquer. Okay, gets you occupied in the conflict that he created. Which he plays both sides. And he puts people in the category where he can judge them according to how he feel. You know, so this is nothing new. But the latest, all right, the latest of his two categories is pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian. Who do you stand with? Well, we stand with prophecy, man. All right, what the scriptures say. Now, this is Second Ezra 15:1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So we're commanded to speak to our people in prophecy. Okay, that's the top thing in this ministry as we edify people, teach them who they are, teach them the standards, okay, of the scriptures, how to be, how to move. Self development is a lot of self development, within the ministry. Okay, but then there's also the factor. Okay, there's also the fact of prophecy. All right, that there should be the main portion of the ministry is prophecy, man. All right, so let's go from there and let's just get into some precepts. You know, let's get Revelation 19, and this is how you know someone's in the spirit of Yahushua. All right, when they're in the spirit of prophecy, man. This is Revelation 19:10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua, worshippers of Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy." Okay? The testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy, man, because ultimately prophecy all leads to the second coming of Yahushua. And that's why we pay attention to these things so closely, because they entail how close we are to the second coming of Yahushua. So as we see these things happening in the earth, we understand how close we are to the Lord's, all right, second coming. Okay, so what's going on over there in Israel? All right, our only concern is the part that it plays in prophecy. Okay, so what's happening over there in that land? I say our only concern is how it adds to prophecy, how prophecy is speaking in this situation. That's the only reason we care. Okay, we're not into Sudan, a civil war in Sudan. Uprising. You see, Kenya, fighting against some other African. Nah, this what's going on over there. All right, shows where we at. So this Jeremiah 49:20 said, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, that he have taken against Edom." Okay, and the Israelis are Edomites. Okay, this is why this conflict, this is why we're, watching this conflict, because it's dealing with Edom. Okay, and his purposes, that he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, and this is what we're seeing. So as we're seeing prophecy, we report on these things, man. This is why we're in tune to what's going on in that region. All right, because it all ties in the prophecy, man. So the Israelis are doing exactly what the prophecy said they would do, is draw out, all right, these other nations to the war. And ultimately it's going to lead to what? Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay? It's going to lead to them, the devils being wiped out. Okay? It said the earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Okay? Because this war is going to start off conventional. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of bodies. This war is gonna collect a lot of bodies. Okay, and then it's gonna turn nuclear to, hey, the earth is gonna be moved. All right, and America gonna be completely turned into a desert, and our land is gonna be cleansed. All right, and renovated. All right, for its true people. Now, when you go here, when you talk about prophecy, all right, because we know who we are based on prophecy, man. One of the main things that persuade us that, hey, we are the Israelites is when you go to the curses. Okay, Deuteronomy 28:15 on down. I read 15, then jump to the main point. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay, so this, what we read about the curses, all right, was a consequence of our disobedience. Okay, and these consequences, all right, will be a token of who we are. Now you can go through it, and all these fit us as a people. All the people on the 12 tribe chart, all right, are bound by these curses. And that's one of the things that persuaded me the most, was seeing, the chart, and then when brothers broke down the curses, it made perfect sense. It just clicked in the spirit. And I'm quite sure it was similar. You brothers, even you sister, had that similar experience. But when you read here, this Deuteronomy 28 and 53, it says, the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. All right, and that's the setup that we see in the earth. You go to any city in America, you always have your nice side of town. Okay, Edomites jogging downtown. All right, your tourist section. Your little scripts and bars and your hangouts. Okay, Esau has a completely different experience. In these different cities than Jake. Now you have a few Jake sprinkled, with Esau, but for the most part, it's always, and Jake is in the impoverished, drug infested, violent, okay, single mother culture. Okay, that's what Jake resided at, but that's all goes into prophecy, man. That all goes into the curses. Even the single mother culture, the scriptures say that how her eye will be evil towards her husband, the husband eye will be evil towards her. Um, she would despise the kids. The husband is going to leave. That's all part of the curse. So the scenarios that we see our people in, all right, all go back to the curses, which is prophetic, because these are things that would happen to us. All right, and as we keep reading, it says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Okay, and you got to go through this devil to get what? All right, your car finance, your house finance. Even if you do pay those things off, guess what? You still have to pay taxes. Okay, on those things to who? Okay, he got to borrow money from him to go to school. Okay, and like I said, you have Jake or two that don't have to do those particular things, but they curse somewhere, and that's another thing. Just because Jake might not be financially cursed, they still curse somewhere, man. Okay, some Jake got more curses on them than others, but at the end of the day, as a people, we're under these curses, man, and we're the tail, we're the last. Okay, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hast hearkened not to the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And you see, our people is a destroyed people, man. Look at all the dysfunction and chaos and abomination that plagues our people now. Okay, you can look at, just the culture. Sexy red. That's a destroyed mindset, man. Okay, Young Miami. I see that's a destroyed. Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's a destroyed mindset that dominates our people, man. Okay, our people heavy into the alphabet community. They're on the front line of debt madness. Okay, of destroyed people. Dysfunctional families. All right. And the Lord said that them curses will overtake us until we be destroyed. And you look at our people that are not being healed by this truth, they're going further and further into a destroyed mindset, man. Okay? Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay? So this is how we know who we are, through prophecy, man, or what will happen to us, man. And you go into this word, all right, sign. All right, in the Hebrew, it's when the ayath, okay, awath, yep, and it says sign, signal, a distinguishing mark. Okay, so we know who we are. Okay, these curses are a distinguishing mark of who we are, or what will happen to Israel for disobedience. A miraculous sign, a miracle, proof. Okay, proof of who we are. All right, we got the receipt of who we are because of the curses. Okay, then you got this, because at the end of the day, you can't just hide. Then like they got Jephthah, okay, the turncoat. He tried to make it seem as if, all right, slavery didn't exist. Like, no, that's a receipt. Okay, the Lord had that major event, that undeniable event happen of slavery, where we were transported from one side of the earth to another to serve captivity. All right, to be a receipt of who we are. Jeremiah 17:4 says, and thou, even thyself, and this is prophecy, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, which shall burn forever, for a long time. So we fell away from our heritage. We discontinued from our land. Okay, we discontinued from our culture. All right, we discontinued from our language. Okay, we discontinued from those things. You see, and we was caused to serve our enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Okay, because we, all right, are from Jerusalem. We're from Israel. So coming over here to the Western Hemisphere to serve captivity was a land that we knew not. All right, we had knowledge of the land. The higher ups. King Solomon, will send his navies, to the Americas. All right, and bring back particular things. Okay, so we had knowledge of the land, but we never dwelt there. We didn't know that land. Okay, until you had the northern tribes come over from the Assyrian captivity. Okay, and then you had, all right, the transatlantic slave trade, which brought over the southern kingdom. All right, in which Israel and Judah were serving captivity together. Okay, so this is just a receipt. This prophecy is a receipt of who we are. Okay, the most known slave trade, okay, in the world is the transatlantic slave trade. That's the most known slave trade in the world. Okay? And you think of slavery, you automatically think of what happened to us. Okay? So, once again, there's prophecy proving who we are. And on the flip side, okay, where brothers can get that in Baruch 2 and 30, I think 31, in the land of our captivities, how we will remember ourselves. Okay. This is get this in Isaiah. Yeah, I believe it's Baruch 2, 30, 31, in the land of our captivities. You might can put all of it from 2. Yeah, you might can post the rest of that chapter. Yeah, Baruch 2. Verses 30. Well, you start at 29. I might get it from here. So I'm gonna read down. But I'm gonna get this Isaiah first. All right, so let's get this Isaiah 44. All right, Isaiah 44 and 1. All right, hey, 144. The blessings of Israel. Okay. So as you read Isaiah 44 and 1, it says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant Israel, whom I have chosen." Okay. Thus said the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun. All right, which is Yasharon in Hebrew, well, right one, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thine offspring. So yeah, that same lineage, all right, that will be under the curses, the same lineage of Israelites that will be under the cursing. Towards the end, the Lord will pour out his spirit, which will be our blessing. You know, this word is a blessing. Just have this understanding, especially as we see people bug out more and more. People are really dehydrated, man. Jake is scoffing and mocking more. That's becoming a common thing. All right, even Jake, the know they're Israelites, they're still dehydrated in the spirit. Okay, but what we're seeing, the Lord has poured his spirit, all right, via this word, all right, on the lineage of Israel. Okay, the hopeful elect of the lineage of Israel, man. So this is what we're seeing happen in real time. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. And this is what you see with these camps, man. And this not happening amongst any other nation of people, where you just have this influx of men. Okay, these camps are springing up and teaching this word. Okay, men are being watered by this word, and then camps are springing up, man. Okay, in my short time in the ministry, man, I've seen cities that didn't have, a camp. Now they have camps. One or two brothers, start hearing this word, start being watered by this word, and eventually, guess what? They spring up as a camp. Okay, and they keep repeating the same cycle, man. Okay, the Lord is watering his garden. You see. And this is just a token of who we are. No other nation of people is doing this. All right. It says, one shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel, man. And this is where you get, within the camps. Okay. Brothers, have Hebrew names now. Even, sisters. Some sisters have Hebrew names. They're subscribing. Okay, we're getting the language back, the Paleo Hebrew. We're calling ourselves, monks, the body amongst each other by Hebrew names. Okay, we have uh, dialogue to some degree in the Hebrew and way we greet each other. Okay, that's only happening amongst one people. All right, and it wouldn't be no damn Yiddish. Okay, and you don't see no count springing up. All right, from these devils, these goddamn Israelis, man. Okay, camps only springing up amongst the tribes. All right, and then you have people that look like Edomites in the camp. Okay, but their lineage, all right, goes back to Israel through their father, man. That Israelite foreigners, man. All right, so let's go here. Let's go here. Let's get this in there, bro. Yeah, in with the bro. Because the only prophecy that these devils, they're fulfilling prophecy, just not the prophecy. See, they trying to force, prophecy to fit them being the true Israelites, but it don't. Okay, this is their prophecy, man. All right, you're Edomites. All right, and we'll go to the prophecy that you fulfill being in that land. Okay, this is Luke 21, and all right, 24. This is more prophecy. Luke 21 and 24 says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword." Speaking of 70 AD, all right, when we will be ran out of Jerusalem. Okay, by Roman legion, Roman military, because of a war pretty much between the Zealot Sakari and the Roman government. Okay, which led to Jerusalem, being destroyed and our people being scattered. Some of them put to death. Okay, and a lot of them, went into captivity right then. Okay, a lot of them fled, to the interior parts of Africa, mainly northern, and Western Africa. All right, and eventually they will still go into captivity as well. All right. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles," actually other nations, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So aren't we seeing our land trodden down by Gentiles fighting over our land? Okay, fighting over our capital, Jerusalem. Talking about they want a two-state solution. Half of Jerusalem go to the Israelis and half go to the Palestinians. That's what we're seeing now, man. Okay, they warring over that land. All right, that's our land being trodden down by the Gentiles, and we've been led into captivity. We're in the lands of our captivity while they're fighting over our land. Okay, but we to the point to where the Spirit, all right, is upon His people, beginning with the men. All right, ordained to teach His word. Okay, prophesying what's to happen next. Okay, and the favor that's to be showed to the Lord's people, and the destruction, all right, to you heathens. Okay, so yeah, you do. All right, these devils, because everyone is playing their role within prophecy, but Esau just lying about his part. Okay, so you go from there. Let's get that in Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36 and 1, it said, "Also, thou son of man, prophesy to the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh." So this is the Lord prophesying to our land. Okay, he has Ezekiel prophesying to the actual land. Okay, and it says, "Thus said the Lord power, because the enemy have said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession," man. Okay, and when was the devil able to do this? They Balfour Declaration. When pretty much the British government granted all right, those Ashkenazi, okay, small hats, which we're still going to get into that history as well, you know, where they granted them a state in Palestine, all right, in which the British government pretty much started to evict those Palestinians and establish that because it's nothing pretty much but a European military colony in the Middle East. Okay, it has nothing to do with the true people coming back, but it's fulfilling this prophecy. All right, of the enemy getting our land. Therefore, prophesy and say, "Thus saith the Lord," because they have made you desolate. Yeah, these people are made our land desolate. Man, our land is barren, unfruitful, dry, dusty as hell. Okay, because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and you are taken up in the lips of talkers and an infamy of the people. All right, infamy be famous, all right, for wickedness, man. All right, isn't Israel, those Israelis becoming very infamous in the earth? Okay, they're becoming extremely infamous in the earth, man. People are looking at what they're doing, all right, and it's like, damn, they just murderers, man. You know. Let's see if I can get that, man. So they're fulfilling this prophecy, man. All right, so you get so. Get that word pulled up. All right, so this that word infamous. Let's see. Yeah, so you go into infamous. It says, well known for some bad quality or deed, an infamous war criminal. Okay, and this is what the world is looking at those Israelis as infamous war criminals, man. They're being famous for a bad quality, man. Okay, this is what we're seeing, and they're fulfilling this prophecy. All right, and it says, "Ye are taken up in the lips of talkers." Everyone is talking about, there's a talk. See, everyone's not going the narrative of them being victims. And then a lot of people know that things that these things we see are orchestrated. These so-called attacks that they get to turn the camera on and try to play the victim. People are waking up to these things are orchestrated, and the response to it is wicked, is unjust. Okay, so it says, "And you are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people, an infamy of the people." And this is what we're seeing. Okay, it said, "Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord, power to the mountains, to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate waste, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey to the residue of the heathen that are round about them." Yeah, Esau, Edom is the main heathen there, but you have other heathens in our land, all right, and staking claim. "Therefore, thus said the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen that's going to be in war." And again, and this is why the Lord is has this war on go mode, okay? Because he's finna speak in the fire of his jealousy, man. He's finna cause that place to be cleansed with fire from this war. It says, "And against all Idumea, and have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it out as a prey. Prophesy, therefore, uh, concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus said the Lord, behold, I have spoken in the jealousy of my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen." So it was prophesied that our land, okay, will bear the shame of the heathen. All right, and the top heathen All right, because that land was created for us, and that land was created, you know, to with a standard. There was a certain standard required to be in that land, and those heathens are not upholding to that standard. Yeah, all these different religions, Islam, Zionism, and all this madness. All right, was all based in wickedness. Okay, but who's at the forefront of it? Who's the main corporate? Says Idumean, which goes back to Edom. Okay, which Edom goes to red, but Edomite Idumean, descendants of Esau. Okay, descendants of Esau. Okay, it says Edom, the elder, twin brother of Jacob. All right, the elder shall serve the younger, which is prophecy. We stand on prophecy, man. Someone come to the camp and ask what you stand, go straight into the prophecy. Okay, you see that? So this devil he's out in the open, he's caught, he can't hide. Prophecy tell it all. Okay? Prophecy explain the chaos that this man has created in the earth, man. Okay? And this is what we're at. All right? So let's go here. I want to get this. I want to get this. All right. Yep. Brother put it here. This is the brother Isaiah Bun Yahweh. This is Sirach 24 and 32. It says, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning. All right, and will send forth her light afar off. Yeah, because like there's some the truth is like the sun rising and it's covering the earth. Okay, it's going afar off. How? By the internet. Okay, it's going afar off. You see, but it's like the sun rising in the earth. This truth. Okay, this doctrine, man. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it, all right, to all ages forever. So doctrine, a major part of the doctrine is what? Prophecy. Okay? That's why we stay in these prophecies, man, because prophecies keeps keeping us on track. Okay? Prophecy is making sense of the chaos and is explaining the will of Yahweh Shemal Shah in the earth, man. You know? So we, he foreseeth the evil and hide himself. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. How you foreseeth the evil? Prophecy. Okay? So let's go here. This is Baruch 2 and 29. It says, if you were not, I started 20. I started 27. Says, O Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all their great mercy of thine. If thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write in the law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, going back to the curses, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nation, where I will scatter them. Okay? So it was prophesied we will be scattered. So according to those Israelis, those small heads, they was gathered in 1948. But the scripture say we will be scattered until the time of Yahweh. Okay? So any gathering before then will be false. Okay? The scripture tell us how we will be gathered. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. And this is what we're seeing. Okay? Us remembering ourselves, man. Okay? And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. Okay? Going back to what he poured his blessings upon, the offspring of Jacob. Okay? And that blessing was what? The gift of faith. All right? And his grace. Okay? That's him giving us a heart and ears to hear, a mindset to be obedient, a mindset to seek after Yahweh by Shema Shai. That was a gift given to us, a blessing. Okay, was a promise that he will pour his blessing, all right, his waters upon the the offspring. Okay, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. So you have all these camps praising the Lord, teaching, okay, in all these places of our captivity, teaching in the name. That's only happened amongst us, man. Only one people is doing that. Okay, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, which is repenting, for they shall remember the ways of their father was sin before the Lord. Yeah, you know. So we've turned away from pagan culture. Okay, we turned away from celebrating these wicked holidays, man. Calling on false names. Okay, living by a westernized standard. You know, we returned from that way. All right. And what did he say? And I will bring them again into the land which I promised. The Lord said he gonna bring us in that land, which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. Okay, you got Israelis, all right, that are fleeing the country because of the war. Okay, but the scripture say we're gonna be lords of that land when we come back. Okay, it says, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Okay. All right, you got Israelis that's dying over there. That's being diminished. They dying from the juice. You know, they had one of the biggest, the highest rate of people taking the juice. They're being diminished. Okay? And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people Israel out of the land that I have given them. Okay? And we're seeing, like I say, there's people fleeing land of Israel now. There's so-called, the people fleeing the land. Okay? Showing you that they don't fit the prophecy of the real people returning to their land. Okay? And we're going to keep driving home the point. All right? We're going to keep driving this point home, man. All right? Because you devils, okay, are caught. You out there. The spirit got you out there bad. You know? And I was like, we just going to keep driving the point home, man. You see? So, yeah, that's what we stand with prophecy, man. There's plenty more. There's so much prophecy to go into. All right? Proving that they're not the people and proving we are. And we're just going to keep going into these things, man. So Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters was edified once again, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakotash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutation to the hopeful, like Shalom.